Right. Hey man, you might not even remember this. You remember we had that little run-in?
About when I first met Takeover TV, I was just like, let y'all know. I mean, I'm one of them people. I'm gonna voice my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm gonna voice my opinion. if it rap for me some type of way, I'm gonna be like, and it ain't even a rap for me. It just be like, if it catch my eye, I gotta let you know. Damn, like goddamn, it's other people out here. It's other people out here. Shit, you ain't the only one doing this shit. You know what I'm saying to you? But for real.
Yeah.
And a bunch of artists that linked up with me, they know shit. I'm avoid my opinion. Shit, if I ain't gonna sit nobody out there head cocked, I'm gonna lace everybody up.
Actually, it was kind of two little ones. The first one was when we had posted. Somebody had made a top 10 Shreveport list. It wasn't even us, but we were posting it, right? And I was like, shit, this could get me some attraction here. So I posted that.
But I learned something from dealing with you. You told me controversy sing.
Dude, I put you on game back then.
And I learned that ever since then. I've been paying attention to that ever since then for doing little blogs on my own.
Right.
I know what to get into it. I know what not to get into.
Noonie said Takeover TV is prejudice. I said, what? That's why you're trying to say, man, we ain't prejudiced. That's what I like. Hey, man, it's like this controversy, man, stuff like that. That's gonna cause people to comment one way or the other. That shit gonna shoot you straight to the top. So you're like, okay.
I took that and ran with it really though. Like,
yeah.
All right, I see how it go. You gotta really be having something going on. Keep something going on, whether it's good or bad. You got to keep something going.
You just want engagement. You want engagement, and you want to have that alligator skin, man, because they gonna come for your head. You know how people came from my head. Then the second little one is when I first hired my interns, and even I got on them about that. They kind of went out the way of what I was doing. They started posting little corny shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Then you even called it, hey man, Takeover TV, what the fuck is this, man?
Because I'm following y'all, I'm enjoying it. This is entertainment.
But you can tell how it turned.
I'm like, I'm doing this ain't what they were doing at first.
But you know what, man? And I looked at that shit, and I couldn't say shit. I said, man, this dude right. I said, hey man, y'all quit posting that bull corny. I said, wait, we gotta
get back. They were just going left with the shit. Them like,
we gotta get back to the street where we was doing.
Get back to the core of this shit.
Yeah, man. But you was right. That shit, how I put you on something, you put me back on something where I had to like, man, yeah.
I seen it. I'm like, I'm noticing because I'm really following that page.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is all we got right here. This is all we got right here. Shit. We don't have many sources.
Come on with it, bro.
Of this shit, so I'm really leaning on this page.
Right.
Shit, y'all was following some big name. Y'all put me on a few people that I wasn't even. Right. I was fresh home. At that time.
Right.
I had been on like 6 months at the time, so y'all was I was following this page. You know what I'm saying? Shit,
but you was right, man. I said, okay. I said, hey, man, we got to refocus back to getting back to what Takeover TV was built off of. That was putting people on, you know, making the unknown known. So it was time to get back to it.
Yep.
Anyway, man, what? Born, raised Shreveport?
Oh, yeah. 4 years old to be exact, man. 4 years old.
Okay.
Whole time, baby.
Already. Then we're going to speed it up a little bit more. You had to go lay it down for a little while.
Yeah,
So what happened, man? Can you talk about it?
Took a little far. I was young. I was in them on them streets and shit. Now that's why I really move a lot different the way I move now, because I'm on some, and I already lived it. I'm one of the people that, a lot of people be rapping and they still trying to live what they rapping. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of the people that I already lived it. So that's why I can rap about it. So them type of people, you know what I'm saying? So I know I move a little different with it, and I be paying attention. And I still come in contact with a lot of the young dudes in the trenches and shit. You know what I'm saying? I really still be moving around there too. Yeah. So I mean, and I did like 13 years of shit. That's why I know a lot of the dudes that was out here hot now, from them catching chores and coming to the pair and just bumping into me in the pair down the road and shit like that. Shit. So I mean, a lot of people really, you know, I got a lot of respect. But I respect everybody too, you know what I'm saying? You learn how to respect everybody. That bill fucking 13 years. That's one thing you gonna walk away with is learning how to respect the next man.
Right.
Anyway.
So when the judge gave you the sentence, was you expecting that, or was it gonna be like, oh, you only gonna get about 5 years? Then next thing you know, you hear from the judge like, man, what the fuck?
Oh no, I wasn't living on the false pretense. I already knew it. You know what I'm saying? I had been getting away with a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? Moving around the streets and shit. You know, your name just run across that desk too many times. They ain't finna, you can't beat everything. You ain't walking away from everything. So I'm already, in my mind, I was prepared to take me a little like 10 years and go on, get on. I was young, 22 years old. I'm like, shit, I could do 10, do 8.5 out of 10, boom, I come on back home. You know what I'm saying? I'd be 30. But shit, they wasn't trying to let me take no 10. Motherfucker, you gonna get this or you gonna get boom, boom, multi-bill. I'm like, oh, hell nah, I'm gonna go and take 13, get on that child weight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so where'd you have to go? Where they send you to?
Shit, I've been all over.
So they just kept sending you different places?
I do a year here, do 2 years here, 7 months here, 10 months there, you know what I'm saying? You never really get comfortable on no shit like that. You be all over Louisiana.
Right.
Yep.
Right. You remember that first day? Getting in there?
I was on the run. Mom had to persuade me to come back. Shit, I was on my way to Miami. You know, I had a partner staying in Daytona at the time and shit. Matter of fact, I got to talk to him before I came up and shit. He wished me luck on a little interview and shit. But he was staying in Daytona at the time, and I was trying to shoot to my people's house out there in Houghton to shoot me to Monroe, to the little bus station and shit. I was on my way to fucking Daytona, Florida. I was gonna grow dreads and be Haitian, looking Haitian. I wouldn't come back this way no time soon, you know what I'm saying? But I was listening to my mama and my baby mama shit at the time, like, don't run from it. You run from it now, you're gonna be running from the rest of your life and shit. Woo, woo. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm gonna be a mad, turn myself in and shit. Cause I had somebody else that they figured was down with it. They had locked them up, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I ain't gonna let that nigga fall, and he ain't had nothing to do with the shit, cause the dude was calling his name on some whole other shit that, man, I think it was him and him, woo, woo, woo. So they had one of my partners locked down who didn't even have nothing to do with it, so I'm like, I ain't gonna let him take no fall on no shit like that, he ain't had nothing to do with it. That's why I want to turn myself in, you know what I'm saying? And cut him loose and shit. I end up taking a whole little toil, cause I ain't wrecked, you know what I'm saying? That's why they try to max me out. Cause they were like, we know another person, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't know nothing about no other person. You got this on me, I'm gonna go on roll with it, you heard me? I don't know nothing about nobody else. Young, living under that keep it real mentality, you know what I'm saying? Who actually keeps it real? That's what I actually learned. Who keeps it real?
Speaking of rat, you didn't rat. But we got a guy with this rainbow hair that ratted out everybody. He getting out making millions. What's your thoughts on that, man? No, and you did the time.
That guy, I just look. I knew he was a clown from the gate because he Puerto Rican or Latin or something. What his nationality is? Yeah. And you screaming blood and screaming Diamond and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, in all actuality, you can't even be a blood.
I don't see how.
I don't even see how you was being a blood. Them dudes had you pumped up from the gate. Because if you go back to the history of bloods, that's Black P Stone. You know what I'm saying? You can't be a fucking blood. Because a lot of them dudes were Muslims. So you weren't even black. So that's why I was looking at like, this nigga a clown from the gate, man. And then it boiled down to it. And I'm like, I already fucking knew it. I already knew it, man. It ain't even surprised me, for real.
That was crazy.
I wasn't even surprised. At all. For real.
You think more niggas snitch that don't snitch?
A lot of them do it, but then
I know you don't do it.
A lot of them do it. And then they be acting. That's the thing to do, really. These days.
Looks like ain't nobody getting punished for it.
You can snitch and come home and get glorified harder than the nigga who took his time and kept his mouth shut.
I remember back in the 80s during the crack era when it first, you snitched then and come back. They killing you.
They killing you. They gonna get your brother. They gonna get
they killing everybody.
All type of shit. Yeah, you couldn't do that shit to get away. And it gonna be known. You know what I'm saying? You gonna have to get the fuck out of Dodge. Or you gonna have to then go have your shit on the platter. But now these days, it's like I was seeing that shit switch over like that while I was locked up.
Man,
I was seeing that trend while I was locked up because a nigga be a known snitch and people knowing this nigga rat and they still smiling in his face in the dome. Damn. But when he walk out, nigga, man, that snitch ass nigga, man, woo, woo, woo. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, that shit don't sit right, you know what I'm saying? Because I was young, but I jumped out of the pool early, like 96, you know what I'm saying? I'm about 13, 14 years old.
Right.
I heard running the streets and shit, you know what I'm saying? Learn the hard way. And I'm like, this ain't where that's supposed to go. Hell nah, but I ain't really speak on them because they ain't my man. They ain't my man. I don't fuck with nobody. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? So,
right.
But it's like that shit was the thing to do. And I'm like, you nigga respect rats? What the fuck they do that? Like, but that was my mind frame to be like, don't go back to the street. If you don't really like it, don't go back out there and have to deal with it.
So man, you did Man, how'd you keep it all? How'd you keep it together, man? Because I'm thinking 13 years.
God.
I don't know if I can do 13 minutes.
Man,
you're
God,
talking 13 years, man.
God, that's the only way you're gonna keep it together. That's the only way you're gonna keep it together. Because it's a mental process. Shit, if you don't have God and have some type of relationship with him, you ain't gonna keep it together. You're gonna be running wild like the rest of them. Shit. Because ain't no rehabilitation, ain't nothing to help you better yourself. You see why some niggas go to jail and come back out worse than they was in the first place.
Right.
You got, it's up to you to rehabilitate yourself. You know what I'm saying? Notice that do you want to keep coming to this shit, or do you want to do something different?
Right.
That was kind of my mind frame. Like, I can't give my kid this shit. I wanna leave behind something. I wanna leave behind a legacy. I want my kids to be hearing more than when I die, or if I die, then just my dad will pull a gun on somebody, my dad will shoot it, my dad will do this, my dad do that. I don't want my kid to hear that shit. Right. I want my kid to hear something good. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, he was a good dude. He was, you know what I'm saying? I want my kid to hear something good. I want to have something left behind than debt. You know what I'm saying? I want to have something different and shit. You know what I'm talking about? So I had to make that thought in my mind, and I stick with it. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. I try my best to stick with it. Shit. Sometimes I get distracted and shit too. You know what I'm saying? I ain't perfect. Especially in this time, it's all type of distractions that help you deter from what you focus on. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You got out. Of course, the world has changed a lot from when you went in. So what was like some of the biggest things that you seen? Like, what the hell?
Shit, social media. Shit, you got to realize, I went to jail. It was 07.
Oh, MySpace.
07.
MySpace
was popular, and I ain't even have an account.
Right.
Cause I ain't know nothing about this shit, but I just knew everybody was talking about it. MySpace was popular, so I watched all that shit evolve into place while I was locked up.
Yeah.
MySpace, Facebook, Twitter, you know, Instagram. I ain't know nothing about all that shit. Cause a long time I wasn't even having access to no phone. I just chose not to. I had too much time.
Right.
And I didn't want to extend it.
Right.
So I ain't even fuck with no phone. I ain't touch nothing on the phone. I'd go buy some batteries or something like that there and holler at a nigga, let me reach out there for a few minutes. But I ain't had my own for a long time. I ain't want to mess with it.
Right.
Cause I'm like, I know one thing, I didn't watch dudes get too attached to that shit. Ready to jug a nigga up behind that shit when his shit get lost.
Yeah.
I ain't want that shit to feel like, they ain't no control over me, so I ain't even deal with it. I just had my people keep money on the wire phone, and I buy batteries and shit on my books and shit if I really want to get out there and touch other people that I can't call on the wire phone. For like 7, 8 years, I ain't mess with no cell phone. I ain't fuck with it. Real talk.
You got out then, man. Did you start dropping music first, or did you write your book first? Or did you write it when you was
I wrote it all while I was locked up.
So tell us about the book, man.
I wrote it all while I was locked up. The music, a lot of the shit I be rapping now, I wrote all that shit when I was locked up. But the book, I had already wrote it and the part 2.
Well, what's the name of the book so people know?
Made Man Mafia.
Okay,
Made Man Mafia.
And it's based off of?
Like a Shreveport urban novel. It's got a tale of the street in Shreveport. You know what I'm saying? You reading that motherfucker, you're going to feel like you moving through the whole neighborhood in the city of Shreveport.
Okay. I'm going to give me a call, man. I like reading different books. Yep. And you got a part 2 coming out, right?
Yep.
So is this a continuation of part 2, or is this something totally separate?
It's a part 2.
Okay.
Yeah,
so you got to definitely read part 1 in order to read part 2.
Without order, there's chaos. Got a little extension to the name. Without order, there's chaos. And I'm finna drop it real soon too. I'm really actually just looking for somebody to do me a little book cover for it, and I'm gonna go and upload it on Amazon and start pushing it through.
All right, that's what's up.
Yep.
So what made you start dropping music?
Man, really, that music. I really just started doing that shit while I was locked up. No, I mean, In that motherfucker, you have a lot of time. you have
hell.
You have a lot of time on your hand, but you gonna have, besides time, you gonna have a lot of thoughts running through your mind. You know what I'm saying? You want the people that sit down and really take the time out to really get to know yourself instead of just running around playing card, playing domino, interacting with the next person. I ain't really do a lot of this shit. I mean, I mingle with a few people that I kicked it with, but I ain't really just interact with too many people out there and that shit. So I really just said to myself and I figure out ways to come up with different little shit, you know what I'm saying? But when I went to lockdown, and it'd be like 90 days and shit, getting into one of the people, one of the deputies and shit. I'm in that bitch, you ain't got nothing but time. You better take your hygiene, a few letters and stamps and shit like that. Then I had a note, like 2-3 notepad. And I'm in that bitch to myself, I had a lot of thoughts and I'm like, start doing some of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Start doing some of this shit. I mean, I always knew I could rap. I always knew I could rap. But I never just took it serious because I could never see me as a rapper. You know what I'm saying? So, but I just had a lot of this shit, like songs and shit in my mind, beats the songs and shit in my mind. I just started fucking with them, beating on Foot Lockers and the beds and shit while I was in lockdown to myself and shit. And I started writing some of that shit down. I come out after about a little 90 days, I started running that shit to certain little people. And people actually were liking that shit, you know what I'm saying? They really was like, that shit really fine, boy. How you fuck you think about you know every day, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, that shit sound that good. And I was second guessing myself, like, man, I can't see me as no fucking rapper, man. Fuck nah.
So you got a full project that's about to drop?
I already dropped some.
The full project? How the hell I met? Man, I can have my eyes on so much stuff. I know you had the Slum Baby video.
Yeah.
You had another video before that. You got a couple videos, but I don't know how I missed the project.
Yeah, I dropped the full, like last month sometime I dropped.
What's the name
Plug
of it?
Life EP. You know what I'm saying? I had dropped it all on all platforms. It's out there and shit floating out. So that's why I really shooting out a video off that.
Yeah, okay. So the videos you were shooting is off that project. What's the name of that project?
The Plug Life EP.
Okay.
Yep, Plug Life EP.
Okay.
Yeah, it's out there. I'm pushing them right now, matter of fact.
I had to check that out.
Yeah.
Definitely
I got like
check that.
7 songs on it.
Where at? Okay, no, I got a couple. One thing I definitely want to ask you about. Recently, we seen, what happened downtown. Nikki. The infamous Nikki now. Hey,
It's a pilot, man. We went to high school with this shit together.
Brought guns down for the protection of the protesters.
And I respect it. I mean, I respect it like I told him that. I respect it.
But y'all had a little convo, though, where he was like, man, you can't get on them dudes, because these dudes got priors, felons,
I mean, he told me on down the line that he see where I was coming from, too.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm just speaking for the people who with no voice. I come from this situation. I'm still living on this situation. I get out parole in a couple of days, matter of fact, you know what I'm saying, July 7th. I'm thankful for that.
Congratulations.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I'll get my little regular shit straight. You gotta get that shit straight and get that shit out, sponge out my regular shit. But I'm telling him, I'm like, you saying, you calling out this one particular group. When you're saying that, you can't really just speak to these one particular group. Because you expecting these dudes to really come down here in the daytime, in the middle of broad day, with scraps that a lot of them don't have in their name. You know what I'm saying? If they had in their name, they wouldn't be out here doing the shit that they were doing with them.
Right.
So you ain't gonna have no legal scrap in your name. You spraying the whole block port up like what you saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You asking to get took to fucking jail. So that's what I was basically telling him. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be realistic when you saying that.
And it's on camera.
You ran.
They gonna be like you and you know.
You know what I'm saying? I understand where he was coming from. I told him that because I went to the Juneteenth march.
Right.
I was there. I walked there. Me and my wife went there. We attended it.
Right.
And I loved it. I loved it. I real talk. That's why I post so much content on my page, because I really loved it.
You've been doing good with that content, man.
I just try to be out there. I understand you gotta put yourself in certain spots, in certain situations. So, and I don't go to everything because I ain't want to, be in the crowd type people and shit. But I try to put myself on the right spots, you know what I'm saying? So, and I'm like, I know where you coming from because I was looking at people different, people that I was hollering at before I ended up going down there and shit. And I'm like, I'm asking them, bitch, you coming down to the, you know what I'm saying, to the mall. Man, they doing this, they doing that. Damn, this our independent day. You ain't coming. Yeah, I feel some type of way after that. But it just made me to myself. I'm like, now I'm looking at people different.
Right.
Because you're not taking heed to what's going on around her. You're not taking heed to it, you still oblivious. All right, you can't expect everybody to feel like you feel.
That's true.
That's what I was trying to get him to see.
Right.
You can't expect everybody to feel like you feel for what you believe. That's what you believe in. Them dudes over here don't believe in that.
Right.
They trusting their Glocks, you know what I'm saying? I know niggas that trusting their Glocks. Shit.
Glocks we trust.
So they ain't worried about nothing of that going on. They don't watch no news. They don't give a fuck about none of that. They in the trenches. Shit, they ain't worried about if the rednecks pulling up downtown with no fucking gun and shit.
Right.
They gotta worry about if they can walk through the next street without a nigga pulling a gun on them. Shit. So I mean, you gotta be realistic when you're saying that.
Definitely gotta ask you about this one, cause boy, of course, Takeover TV had posted a tag the hottest artist in Shreveport.
Just to repeat this up with that one.
Yeah, you know. And then, you know, it was like, man, there ain't no really hot artists in Shreveport.
I say that in
and then like I was saying, I was like, man, I'm just trying to discover new art. I know people go to tag and do whatever.
Yeah.
Then, a couple of days later, you had made a video like, look here, man, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. You niggas don't post this shit on your video.
Because I'm not a rapper.
So I mean, what happened? What inspired you to make that video? Somebody must have pissed you off.
It wasn't even no any particular person. It was a few people that ran and made posts on their little stores and shit like that. Like, oh, y'all pressed about the wrong thing. Just saying little slick shit like this. Look. And I'm like, I mean, they probably looking at our comments. What we're saying, you know, a lot of people that they ain't gonna comment on. They probably look at it though.
But we was just having a convo.
Yeah, and that's all it was. Nobody was pressed about that. I mean, I just comment on the post like shit. I ain't no hot rapper in Shreveport because there's a lot of people that doing their thing. It's a lot of people doing their thing. People that we ain't even heard of, that I ain't even heard of yet.
Exactly.
That they doing their thing out here. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So, and we probably see them every day and don't even know this.
Don't even know. Right.
So I mean, I'm living proof because I see this going on.
Right.
I see this going on. So I mean, to be hot, that means everybody in Shreveport heard about you.
Yeah.
In some type of way, everybody in Shreveport heard about you.
So I was like, man, somebody must have said something because he got like
it was a lot of people. It was a lot of people shooting. It was a lot of people shooting because it ruffled people's feathers. And I knew it was gonna ruffle your feathers when I first seen the post. And then I thought back to the first time we talked.
I knew it
country versus sales.
But you know what, man? On this one, it wasn't even nothing. I said just tag him. I didn't say this guy's the hardest. I said tag him.
You did.
So I don't know how people. You could have held. If they had such heartburn, they could have tagged it. I didn't care.
It was an artist that got tagged a lot. What her name? B. Perry. That's her name.
Oh, B. Paris? That's
Paris.
a chick.
Yeah, she got tagged.
Oh, she had about 100 goddamn tags. But the only reason I made that, I really didn't care. I was just trying to discover some new artists. And how you discover new artists? Tags, man. Sometimes you gotta manipulate the system. I don't give a shit, but man, he was like, man.
you gotta kind of work it in your favor sometimes.
I said, yeah, somebody done pissed him off again. That's why I hit you. I'm like, man, what happened, dog?
I mean, sometimes you just gotta let them know shit.
And that's true.
And I'm not a rapper. I don't even put myself in the category as being a rapper.
You used to do that
with a rapper, with a rapper, they come with, that's a stereotype.
But you're an entrepreneur, man. You're an author. You're a filmmaker.
Trying to get into the filmmaking shit. I mean, I didn't try it on my, a lot of my videos, I direct them, like, my co-direct them myself, so now I'm trying to do it on my own, though. I thought it can't work in my favor. Maybe it's just the way God wants me to work out. So
a lot of times.
And with using that name, and I'm like, shit, we can make this to.
I didn't even know you was the one running. I just seen it, and anytime I see a new blog, man, I always reach out. Like, hey, man, you need anything? Congratulations, welcome to the fam. And I didn't even know you was the one even running. So that's how authentic I am. Like, man, it's enough room for everybody. I ain't got to be the only dog in town,
Because Takeover TV motivated me to really step into their field. Like, I mean, I see how y'all doing y'all, and I'm like, I'm always want to be one of them people. I ain't never no hating dude. If I see somebody booming, how they doing it over here, I'm going to just take inspiration from TV.
Hey. And hit that Urban Blaze TV too.
Yeah, check out Urban Blaze TV too.
So
man.
Is your name officially changed now? It ain't Noonie Tha Hound no more?
It's still Noonie Tha Hound. I got my music on Noonie Tha Hound. But
okay.
Body Bag is my little record label thing that I really want to start on my own.
Body Bag.
Yeah, Body Bag music.
Anybody called Body Bag, that's you don't want to fuck with.
That nigga kill the game. That was my concept.
Yeah, it is.
Kill the game.
Any shout outs?
It's my bro, funny man Pratt.
I gotta get him on here, man.
Real talk. He wish me good luck coming on that thing. He's like, that's big, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Hey,
like,
man.
Real talk.
Tell him I'm gonna get him. Hey, holla, man. Man, set it up.
Yo,
Set up.
I got you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out my wife.
Yeah.
Cherie, you know what I'm saying? Been riding with me, shit. So, no Takeover TV. We gonna bless the street while we go. You know
hey, man, y'all be safe. Take it easy. You keep dropping dope music, man. You keep over the blog. And if you need something, man, you know where I'm at. You don't holler at me before on good and bad terms.
We just getting to know each other. We just scratching the surface.
It's all good, man. It's always been love, bro.
Yeah.
Shit, now, man. Noonie Tha Hound, body bag Noonie. You was a Takeover TV superstar.
Real talk.
And there it is.
We just took over, baby.
Already.
Oh, yeah. Body bag Noonie. You're not tuned in to Takeover TV.